Okay, so today we're going to continue working with that topic, actually with that unit, but right now, what we're going to do is to be focused a little bit more on the grammar section. Okay, yesterday we were, answering with information we had in advance, let me see, that we had before, but right now we're going to stop a little bit, see which are the structures, and then to work with them, okay? So, I'm sharing the screen now. Let me open so I can see you all. All right. There we are. Okay. This. Okay, so we complete all of this and spelling and listening. All right. So let's go directly to grammar. I'm gonna unhide the activities. Let's see. Okay, so now you can see questionnaire 1, grammar bank 1A, questionnaire 2, and I will stop there for a second. Okay, then we do pronunciation. Okay. Remember, you don't have to open or complete until I ask you to do so, all right? In the first part, we're working together. Okay, so let me put 10 minutes. By default, it's only 5, but then, okay. So, let's see. Here we have 4 versions of questions that we have to reorder, okay? So, in this case, the number 1, we're going to do it together, and then I'm going to ask you to do one student number 2, another student number 3, and the last one number 4, okay? So in this case, Miss Liz is going to be doing number 1. I'm going to see the ones in order here. Mel, you're going to do number 2. Rodrigo, number 3, and Paola, number 4, okay? So you can start thinking on the options right now. Okay, so let's see. We have, what happened? Let me see. Yeah, there we are. I wanted to duplicate. Yeah, okay. So we have where, and then we have parents, and then we have born, okay? So we have to drag. Remember that yesterday we mentioned what is the meaning of drag. You say to match, right? So yes, we have to match, but also we have to click on the options and to move into the right order. So let's see. I want to make this even bigger. This way. Okay. There we are. So I'm gonna click on where first, because it's the WH word, right? Remember that you need an auxiliary or a WH word in order to start with questions, okay? Then we have, what are options do I have? I think this is, at least this one is quite in order, I think, okay? So we don't have to actually think a lot on the options. Where your parents born? This one is in order. Yeah. Okay, so I have the WH word. I have in this case the verb to be. I'm asking who. I'm referring the action and the verb. Great. Very good. So Mel, number 2.
Where,
Where?
Is,
It's the same. Yeah.
yes, is our teacher from?
Okay. So thank you so much. So remember that in English, we do not use the question mark at the beginning, right? We only use it at the end. So WH word, in this case, the verb to be, we don't need auxiliary, is the verb to be. The subject, in this case, our teacher, and I'm asking, where is it from? Okay, so what about number 3, Rodrigo?
How,
Okay, how? Let's see.
do,
Tell me the whole option. How?
do,
Yeah. The thing is, I don't want to show the option, but then it's okay. Yeah, how do?
you, speak, your name.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Paola.
Un poquito más arriba, por favor.
I mean, these are the options. You should see this one.
Ya.
Now, so,
Last night.
okay, so we should start the question with last nine. Remember that at the beginning you need a WH word or an auxiliary. Which is do you have a WH word here? Yes or no? A WH word like where, how, you don't have, right? So you need an auxiliary. Which is the auxiliary here? Did, last, you, go, night, or out? The auxiliary.
Did.
Did. So you have to start with did. Okay, so did, oops. Did.
Did.
For example, I don't know if you can see number 3. Yes. Let's delete how. So you have the auxiliary do in present. In this case, you have it in past, did. What is next? You need the subject. Which is the subject? Last, you, go, night, or out?
Go.
In this case, go is a verb,
Oh,
right?
no, night.
Okay. Last night is
Did you
time.
go?
Yes. Did you go? So, did you go?
Last
Then,
night out.
did you go
Go
out
last night.
last night? Yes. Okay, great. So let's see. Let's finish. Very nice. Okay, so you can complete 1S3, reorder the words to make questions. Where were your parents born? Where is our teacher from? How do you spell your name? Did you go out last night? Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 or 2 minutes so you can complete, and then we move on to the next activity. Okay, so before we continue with the next activity, I want you to observe a really very simple video in which we can review some of these WH words. Remember that in the activity, we had the words where, how, and at the end, in the case of Paola, she has to use the auxiliary in past, did, right? We also have in present do. Sometimes we're going to have questions with have, right? So we're going to see at least right now WH questions structures, okay? So let's look at this. Wait a minute. Let me make it bigger so I can still share the screen and the audio. For computer center. Okay.
ESL Library. WH questions. What are the most common types of questions in English? There are two common types of questions in English: WH questions and yes/no questions. For example, what is your favorite animal is a WH question, and do you like snakes is a yes/no question.
So I'm gonna stop for a second. So as I was mentioning, there are WH questions. For example, you can say, Miss, but how doesn't start with WH? Yes, but it belongs to the same group, okay? So in this case, it's asking, what is your favorite animal? So you cannot answer yes or no, right? You have to say the name of the animal in the first case. But in the part that says yes, no questions, as the name says, you have to start with an affirmative or negative answer, okay? So in this case, it says, do you like snakes? You cannot say giraffe. No, you have to say yes or no, right? So when you see that the question starts with WH word, you need to answer depending on your opinion or your likes or dislikes or the information you have. But in the case of yes or no questions that starts with do, did, and some other auxiliaries, you have to say, yes, I do, or no, I don't, or yes, I did, or no, I didn't, for example. Okay, so let's continue.
What are WH questions in English? We use WH words to ask about different types of information. We use who to ask about a person, what to ask about a thing, where to ask about a place, when to ask about time, why to ask about a reason, and how to ask about manner. The answers to why to ask about a reason, and how to ask about manner.
Okay, let's stop for a second there. So you have the different WH words and also when do you use them? Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that and I will send it to the chat so you can have it by hand in order to do today's activities, okay? So then we have, let me see, this way. Okay, so I will send it. All right, so here it says, who with a person? So it says, who is your father? So you will say, Pepito is my father, right? So you answer the name of the person, or you can say, the man next to the lamp is my father, right? What? You cannot say, what is your father? No, right? You are referring to a thing, okay? So what is your number, right? So then you say the number. Where? Always when you have where, it means that they're asking you the place. Maybe where are you from? Where is your backpack? Where is the class? Where do you study? So in all of these cases, you start with a place. Then it says when, right? Sometimes people confuse with where and when, only because they use WH and E, right? But you may see that with N, when is time, for example. When do you arrive? Oh, I arrived today in the morning. I was in Quito yesterday. No, when do you have your exam? Tomorrow, I have my exam. When is your birthday? Next month, it's my birthday, right? It's always not only about time, like 7 o'clock, but also about dates, or a special date or a specific moment, okay? And then always when you have why, they're asking you a reason. So if they ask you, why do you like English so much? You cannot say, like, I don't know, answer whatever thing. You have to say, I like it because you always have to be the reason. So when you have a question with why, you always have to say because. Why you came late? Because the traffic was horrible. Why do you hate Christmas? Because I have had terrible experiences. Why do you love something, right? Because blah, 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 right? So when you have the question why, you have to always answer with because, okay? Then how? They're asking you with how, for example, I don't remember the question in the previous exercise. How, I don't remember. How, let me see. How do you spell? How do you spell your name? It's asking you the manner, the way. How do you spell it? My name is spelled L-I-Z, right? Or how many people was invited to your birthday? Oh, only, I don't know, 15 people, right? How did you complete the homework? Oh, it was easy. I just reviewed the class. How much, I don't know, water do you need to wash your dog? I don't know. Right. So the way, the manner, right? So this is really important. Okay. So let's continue.
The answers to WH questions provide the information that we ask about. For example, what are you doing? I'm studying. When does this class start? It starts at 9 a.m. There are two common question patterns for the simple present tense in English. One common pattern is WH word plus do plus subject plus verb. An example of this question pattern is, where do you live? Note that we use does when the subject is he, she, it, or a singular noun. For example, where do I live? Where does he live? Where does she live? Where does it live? Where do we live? Where do they live?
So in this case, it's reviewing the pattern that we mentioned. That first you have to use the WH word, then the auxiliary. In this case, is in present. That's why you're using do. If it is in past, which is the auxiliary we need to use? If it is in past, not do, but which is the auxiliary? Who knows? Mel, Rodrigo, Paola, or Gabi? Instead of do, which is the auxiliary we use? In past.
Did.
Did. Yes, did. Okay. So Again, WH, auxiliary, the subject, in this case, are you, he, she, it, we, you, they, and finally the verb. In this case, they're asking you where this person lives, okay? Let's continue.
Where does your sister live? Where do your sisters live? Another common question pattern is WH word plus be plus subject. An example of this question pattern is, how are you? Note that be changes forms with different subjects.
It is important to pay attention on this because you cannot say, how are she? No, it even sounds weird, right? So pay attention on the changes.
For example, how am I? How is he? How is she? How is it? How are we? How are they? How is your brother? How are your brothers? Let's look.
Okay, before we look at the examples, I want to stop there. And I would like to show you, let me send the link of the video. And I would like to show you maybe a tip, I don't know if you know it, that this is a way in which I help sometimes my students to remember the changes that we have into the verb to be, okay? So, let me see, well, I changed send the link. Please go to the chat and look at this. This is the way I help my students to remember the verb to be. If you separate it, you have are, is for the word amadeus, right? Are, is. And then you have is used with first person, like I am a teacher. Second person are, you are students, or is, third person, she is my sister, right? So first, second, and third person, are, is. If you don't remember the changes of the verb to be, then you have amadeus in order to remember, okay? So I'm gonna put in WhatsApp because I don't have some students here, and I would like them to remember this. Okay, let me see. Oops. Let me delete. I'm gonna put verb to be in present. Okay, there you are. All right, so let's continue.
Let's look at some more examples of WH questions in English. Who do you want to invite to your party? What is her favorite movie? Where are they from? When does your roommate wake up? Why does he like rainy days? How do the students get to school? Look at the WH word list. Say or write the word that matches the type of question.
You're going to
For
answer.
example,
Okay, so let's answer this one. It says, we use who, what, where, when, why, or how to ask about manner. Which is the WH word that we use to ask about manner? Who can tell me? Hmm? I even send you the screenshot in WhatsApp so you can check.
How?
Okay, let's see.
We use how to ask about manner. Now you try.
Okay, pay attention. We use to ask about time.
When?
Let's see.
We use when to ask about time.
Very good. To ask about a person.
Whoa.
Okay, who? Let's see.
We use who to ask about a person.
Very good. Okay, just remember that it's quite similar, but it's not the same. Who for person and how, right? For manner. So who and how. Actually, that doesn't sound like oh. So who and how. Very good. So to ask about a reason. Which one? Which is the
Why?
option? Okay.
We use why to ask about a reason.
Very good.
We use where to ask
About a place. Remember, where we are, where about a place.
about a place.
What do we use here? To
What?
ask about a thing. What?
We use what to ask about a thing. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so great. We have finished then the first activity of reordering the words to make questions. And right now we are ready to continue working. But first, let me check something with you. I'm gonna delete this. Wait a minute, I need to open that in Chrome. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of these exercises of Grammar Bank 1A to work later on in a different resource, not here, right? Because here is in PDF and it's not so accurate to be working, okay? So I'm gonna do it later on. This one, pay attention on this, that says, rewrite the question, okay? Delete this. That says, rewrite the question and put the word into the correct place is one of the 4 activities that you're going to do later on with your classmates, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna show you the example, only the example. You're not going to do it now. Look at this. You have rewrite, put the word into the correct place. It says, were you born? You are missing, in this case, the verb to be, right? In past. So, where were you born? Do you have any brothers or sisters? So you have to put the were you in the middle of this question, okay? That is something you are going to do with your classmates. So I'm going to put, what do you think? The letters GW here. So number 1, it's already completed. Number 2, Miss Lee says that you have to, you're going to do it later on, not right now. Okay, this one we're going to do together. That says, write questions in present or past simple. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna put 5 more minutes. I don't really like to have only 5 because it's difficult to have then time enough to answer. Oh my God, it's really noisy. Let me take it out. Wait a second. Wait a second. All right. So here says that you have, let me close this window so I can see you. Gabby, don't forget that I need you to have the camera on, right? It's part of the attendance. Okay, so write questions in the present or past simple. In this case, where do is in present, right? Where do you go to university? Then I'm going to do the same. How many students do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to complete the last 5. And we're going to complete together 2 and 3. Okay, let's see how it goes. If we have in number 2, second, okay, we have what, and then the options are you do last night. If it says the expression last night, is it in present or in past? It says last night.
In past.
In past, yes, because now we're in the morning, right? It is last night is something that already happened, is in the past. Okay, very good. So, am I going to use do or did? What do you think?
Did.
Did, yes, of course. So, did, excellent. So, I have, oh my God, I have the WH word. I have my auxiliary, in this case in past. Then, which is my subject? Which is-
You.
Okay, you, very good. We have that option in the parentheses, so it's okay. You, and which is my time expression?
Last night.
Last night, very good. Okay, what do you do last night? Maybe, oh, I went to a Christmas party. I don't know, right? So, very good. Let's do number 3 together and then you'll do it, okay? So, it says what, so it's asking for a thing, remember. What, then, which, I'm asking what is the thing I'm asking? The thing, the object, or what I am referring? I am referring to your girlfriend? What, your girlfriend? No, right? Your girlfriend is not a thing. So, which is my thing that I'm asking? What? Programs. What?
Your girlfriend.
Okay, if I ask what, your girlfriend is a thing or is a person?
Is a person.
So it's not what your girlfriend is, what TV programs. Remember that when you use what is for a thing. Okay, who is for a person. Okay, so what TV programs? So if I have your girlfriend as the subject, that is third person. So it is in present. I cannot not say, do your girlfriend. I have to say, that's your girlfriend. Okay, why that's your girlfriend? Because that's your girlfriend represents she, right? And she is third person, right? So I can use do for you, but I cannot use do for she, right? So what TV programs does your girlfriend? What I am missing? Does your girlfriend?
Watch.
Watch. Okay, very good. Excellent. So let's see. So I'm gonna go backwards. Number 4 will be answered by Gabby. Number 5 by Jessica. Number 6 by Paola. Number 7 by Rodrigo. And number 8 by Mel. Okay? I'm gonna give you some seconds so you can start thinking on your answer, and then I ask you to give me the right ones, okay? Okay, so Gabby, please, number 4. Gabby. Yoo-hoo.
When do your birthday?
Okay, your birthday at the end is okay. But do, it's not okay, right? Because it says you have WH, but then you need the verb to be. Remember, in the verb to be, we have are, or is. When your birthday is okay. When your birthday is okay. Or not really. No. I cannot see you. When are your birthday is okay?
Yes.
Okay. And in this case, when is your birthday will be the right answer. Okay, thank you so much. Let's continue. I say number 5, Jessica, right? Unmute your microphone, Jessica.
Yeah, teacher, where are you from?
Where are you from? Yes. Again, we're using the verb to be. You see, is, are, is the verb to be. Thank you. Let's continue. Then I don't remember if number 6 was Rodrigo Paola. Paola.
Mhm.
Okay. Tell me.
Where or
In this case, if it says last year, is in present or in past?
past,
Past. Okay. So you have to use do or did.
Mm, did.
Did. Very good. So where did? Who is your subject? Who is your subject here? Who is your subject?
Where did go?
Ajá. Subject son las personas. ¿A quién se refiere la pregunta? So who is your subject?
Friends.
Ajá, your friends. So, where did your friends? Oh my God, I'm gonna do it again. Doesn't matter, I can continue here. When did your friends, let me close the options. Yeah, what else? When did your friends
Go holiday.
go on holiday? Yes, go on holiday. And the time expression is
Last year.
last year. Very good. Excellent, thank you. Please continue, Rodrigo. 7.
Mm, what kind of books are you with?
Okay, what kind of books? Which is the auxiliary you are using? What kind of books?
Are you with?
You, it's okay, but not are. Which is auxiliary that you need, do or did? Does it say that it is in the past? Not really, right?
No.
So you don't need
Do.
did. Do. What kind of books? Do, excellent. Which is your subject?
You.
And what is the verb?
With.
Okay. Excellent. What kind of subjects do you read? Very good. Mel, the last one.
Why were you angry yesterday?
Why were you angry yesterday? Okay. Here says that you are using the verb to be, but in past. And remember that in past is was or were. Very good. You cannot say was you angry because you is not third person, right? So you cannot say was. Excellent. And how do you know it's in past? Because of the time expression yesterday. Excellent. Let me put the number 2 so we can check the answer. Okay, number 2, and then we are ready to check. See? Very nice. Okay, just in case this is the activity 2WB, write questions in present or past simple. Okay, please complete. You will have 2 minutes to complete. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera for a second off because I need to open, and then I come back while you finish. Okay, please complete. Okay, have you finished? Be careful with the missing spelling mistakes. Be aware of that.
Miss, yo hice bien la tercera. Está bien escrita, pero me puso incorrecto.
Okay, so I will check once everyone finish, then I check all of the answers and I can edit, don't worry.
Okay, just in case, yes, I can edit the sentence that you mentioned, but there are 2 students that need to finish, all right? So I cannot edit it yet. Please hurry up. Jessica, I mentioned that all of the activities that says GW, that starts with GW, they are group work activities that we do it in the last hour, remember, as yesterday. So I'm gonna try to open again the chance you to write, but you have to be really aware of that, okay? Because every day I'm going to put that and I cannot open every time on the, the activities and again, right? So I think we're ready now. Let me see. Mel, you were the one that mentioned that, right? Yes.
Sí, Miss.
Okay, revisión de intento. Let me see which is the, does your girlfriend watch the TV programs? You know which is the mistake? That you use TV with lowercase v instead of uppercase T and uppercase. That is a mistake, but it is not a mistake actually. Okay. So now I can change it. Let me see. Yeah, there we are. All right, please refresh. Okay, so Harry, yep. So Lilibet, Jessica, and Gabriela, please. Let me check the one of Paola. You missed do instead of did you do? What do you reprograms? Does your girlfriend watch? I don't know which was a mistake. And then did your girlfriend go on? You put go with double O, like go. Right. So let me check that manually. Okay. Great. I'm gonna close it right now. All right. Jessica and Gabriel. Okay, so just to sum up, what we have done in the first hour of class, we review the structure of WH question words. That's why we did watch some examples in the video. We complete activity 1 SP. I asked you to complete in groups GW. We complete 2 WB. And this resource of Grammar Bank 1A is something we're going to do later on. Okay, so let's go directly to the pronunciation part, okay? So in that way, we can finish the unit today. All right.
There we are. Yes, this is something you did yesterday. So pronunciation. Here it says, look at the sound pictures. What are the words and the vowel sounds? Listen and drag and drop the correct word. Okay, let me put 10 minutes so we can do it together. So here says, sound pictures. Wait a minute. Here it is. I think we have at the end the audio. Let me see if I can listen. No, I can't. Well, okay, so then we have the sound A, like in train. Then number 2, you can see the picture and tell me which is number 2. Car, egg, bite, tree, phone, or boot. Which
Three.
it's a tree. Okay.
Miss,
Miss who? Gabriela, tell me.
sí, lo que pasa es que en la actividad anterior yo la hice, pero me salen incorrectas todas y está igual a lo que está escrito.
Yeah, I will check as I did with your classmate, okay? Don't worry.
Ok,
Mhm. All right. Number 3, which is that? Car, egg, bike, phone, or boot?
Egg.
Okay. Number 4,
Bike.
bike,
Bike.
bike, yes. 5. Number
Phone.
phone. You see the sound? It's not phone. No, it's phone.
Phone.
Very good. Number 6.
Boot.
Boot. Like a long ooh, boot. Very good.
Car.
The last one.
Car.
Car. Yes. Let's see. This was very easy. Excellent. So please go and answer the first activity of pronunciation. While you do so, I'm going to check what Gabby said, okay? Please go and complete. I know what happened, Gabby. The thing is that you start the questions with uppercase, with capital letter. And as it is not the beginning of the question, let me show you. As it is not the beginning of the question, you don't have to use capital letter here. No, it's lowercase. That's why it marks everything as wrong. Right? That was a problem. What did you do last night? What did you do?
Teacher, ¿qué actividad es esa? Disculpen.
The first one of pronunciation. This is the first one of pronunciation. You find it? Yes? Jessica?
Yes, teacher, ya lo encontré.
Okay, so let's continue.
Miss, tengo una pregunta. El recurso de grammar,
Yeah,
¿qué son esos recursos?
I told you that you don't have to do now anything because I like convert that PDF in other resource in Google Drive that we're going to do later. Not right now. So you don't use it like PDF, you're going to use it with me later on. So you don't have to worry about that. Share. Login. In the case of the bank of the vowel sound, I'm gonna put it here in the chat. So the following activity is easier for you, okay? This is the resource that you have in the vowel sound bar. Okay, this is something that you can mark as marcar como hecha, right? Because it's something that you only check. Okay, so let's do, let me see, one of these I want you to do with your classmates. Wait a minute. Let me put 10 minutes. Or this one. Wait a minute. Yeah. Just in case, we're going to do this one together, but the number 2, you're going to do with your classmates that says, choose the stressed syllables in this word. The one that is marked is instrument or instrument. I don't know, the one that is stressed, okay? So that one I'm going to put GW. How many GW activities do we have for today? How many? So far?
2.
2. The
Two.
first one is grammar, yes, that we have to rewrite. And the second one is the pronunciation that you have to mark the stress syllables, okay? Then I'm going to tell you the other 2 that they belong to the other unit. That's why they're not here. Okay, so in this case, the one that says choose the letter with a different vowel sound. First, let me see if I am sharing the audio. Yes, I am. And then it says, we have to listen and then choose a different one. Let me see. Wait a minute. First, only listen, and then I'm gonna repeat to answer, okay?
File 1A. Pronunciation B. 1.
Train. A. K. E.
2.
Train. A. H. P. J.
3.
Tree. E. G. V. R.
4.
Tree. E. M. C. D.
5.
egg, E, N, B, F.
6. Egg, E, X, S, K.
7.
Boot, U, Q, I, U.
Okay, so we're going to listen again, but right now we are going to stop and then to try to identify which one or why sounds different. Okay, they are repeating the word, but also some letters. For example, in the case of train, they are mentioning, let me make this way. Wait a minute. Okay. So in the case of train, you have the options. It says train, E or A, K. Which one sounds different from train? A, letter A, no, sounds similar. K, train, similar. Train, letter E, which one is different? E, A, or K? Which is a different sound? Remember, it's A. Tray is the sound. So letter E, A, K. Which one do you think is the different one in this case? Not the same word, but the same sound. I'm gonna help you with the first one. E. Because tray sounds similar as A or K. You see, sound very similar. But E, not the same, it's different. Right? Then the second one, they repeat the word train, but now they are comparing it with letter J, H, or P.
P.
P, excellent. We have tree. And then the options are G, V, or R.
R.
R, okay, very good. Then for tree, we have the letters D, C, and M. Okay, you say M. Then number 5, we have X, F, N, B.
B.
Egg, we have K, X, S.
K.
K, Then for boot, we have U, Y, or U. Let me see. Yes, those are the ones that we have. Uh-oh, I cannot see the options now. Yeah. U, I, or Q. Which is the different one? So we have U, I, Q.
I.
Let's see. Very nice. Excellent job. Go and complete, please. Please, you have a minute. Okay, so I hope it is fixed. Oh, what happened? Yeah, the correction that a couple of you asked me. Okay. So now that we have finished with these two questions that I send you the sound bank in PDF, and I told you this is something you only marcar como hecho, that's it, because I am using these exercises somewhere else. So we are ready to move on to the next part, okay? So before I move on, any questions so far about the WH question, words or no? Any questions? Yes, no? Not really? Or yes, maybe? No, thank you. All right. So, here it says, ocultar a los estudiantes, but I'm gonna unhide just two parts. Let me see, what time is it? Yes, we have it still 1 hour. Great. Wait a minute. No, this is something I don't want you to do with me. Yeah, let me unhide first the part of reading, because this reading is, these two questions about reading are the two that I want you to complete with your classmates, okay? Remember, you had one of grammar, one of pronunciation, and then two of reading. But let me open them because I need to add 5 more minutes, right? Otherwise, it's not going to be enough time for you. Okay, then 10. Okay, then 2B, and then I'm gonna put here 2D. Okay, very good. So as I mentioned, now we can move on to 1B, but right now we're going to work on vocabulary activities, okay? It says describing people. When you describe someone, you mention the color, maybe, of the hair, the color of the eyes, if it is tall or short, what clothes this person is wearing, or maybe a specific, you know, physical, you know, description, right? So in this case, we're going to listen to a man describing his girlfriend, right? So let's see, what are these characteristics this person is mentioning, and in that way, we can choose the picture of the girlfriend, okay? So we only have 30 seconds, and I'm going to repeat only 2 times, okay? So let me move it, and that will be it. Ready, let's listen.
1.9.
Tell me about Molly. What does she look like?
She's quite tall and she has short dark hair. It's very curly, and she has brown eyes and a beautiful smile.
Aww. And what's she like?
She's really nice, very friendly and extrovert. She's got lots of friends. I'm sure you're going to like her.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat only twice, as I mentioned. I'm gonna repeat again, and then you tell me 1, 2, or 3, right? But wait.
1.9.
Tell me about Molly. What does she look like?
She's quite tall and she has short dark hair. It's very curly. And she has brown eyes and a beautiful smile.
Aw. And what's she like?
She's really nice, very friendly and extrovert. She's got lots of friends. I'm sure you're going to like her.
Right now in the chat of Zoom, write the number you think is the right answer. 1, 2, or 3. Very quickly. Go to the chat in Zoom and write the number you think is the correct one. Very quickly. Okay, I have 4. What about the rest? Excellent. Very simple. Excellent. Answer, please. That is activity 1A of the vocabulary of unit 1B.
En serio, no encuentro esa actividad.
Jessica, could you find it?
La actividad que terminamos de hacer.
Yes?
Hay que entrar en Articia.
Hello, Jessica? Ajá.
Que Es que no sé cómo entrar a esa actividad que acabo de hacer ahorita.
It says 1B, the unit 1B. It's in Moodle. 1B. You can refresh, maybe. Open again Moodle, maybe, or refresh with F5. And then you can see unit 1B. And the first activity, this is the one. Could you find it?
No sé dónde está ahí, no encuentro esa actividad.
No. Share the screen of Moodle. Share your screen so I can help you. Yep.
No, estoy aquello que estoy haciendo en otra computadora, pero no.
Okay. So I was telling you that you can refresh. So share again, open again Moodle or click on F5, right? So you can see 1B. This is unit 1B. It's a new unit, okay? Also, a recommendation that I can give you, Jessica, is that you take a screenshot, a photo, a screenshot, a capture of the activity. So if you cannot complete it right now, at least you can complete it later, okay?
Thank you, Lisa.
Right? Okay. While you fix that, let's go to the next one. It is vocabulary 1A. And then it says that you have to match the sentences with the pictures, but I'm going to ask you to do something. This is not an activity that I'm going to tell you, let's do it together first. No, you're going to try to find your own answers and then we share together, okay? So this is the timer. I'm gonna check when it says 2 minutes, 2 minutes left. Okay, so right now you are going to answer by your own, okay? Answer alone this activity and then we confirm, okay? Is it clear? So you're going to do this by your own. Please go to activity, vocabulary bank 1A, match the sentences with the pictures and answer by yourself, okay? Later we check. Okay, concentrate and, concentrate and answer, right?
Okay, very good. One student has already finished. Yes, Mel, tell me.
She has curly red hair, number 2.
Okay, you're giving me the right answer, right? Thank you so much. Another one. Jessica, Paola, Rodrigo, Lilibet, Gaby.
She has long, straight hair. 3.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Another one.
She has big blue eyes. Wow.
Thank you. Next one.
She has dark wave hair, number 6.
Okay, thank you. Next one, please.
He has a beard and mustache, number 5.
Thank you, even though it was not so clear the picture. Next.
He's bald, number 4.
Very good. Next one.
He is very tall and thin. Number 7.
Okay, next one.
He's quite short and a bit overweight, number 9.
Okay, a bit overweight. It's just a bit, un poquito, a bit. And the last one is 8. Let's see. Good job.
1.10. Appearance. 2.
She has curly red hair.
3.
She has long, straight hair.
1.
She has big blue eyes.
6.
She has dark, wavy hair.
5.
He has a beard and a moustache.
4.
He's bald.
7.
He's very tall and thin.
9.
He's quite short and a bit overweight.
8.
He's medium height and quite slim.
Okay, I'm gonna wait a minute. Okay. So let's move on to the next activity of the vocabulary. It says match the adjectives with the definitions and choose the opposite. Okay, 10 minutes, yes. So you have to do 2 things here. Let's see. Okay, so it says, a person who is open and warm is, and then we have options in red, kind, talkative, shy, generous, funny, clever, friendly, or lazy. So, a person who is open and warm is kind, talkative, shy, generous, funny, clever, friendly, or lazy. What do you think? Do you know? Sorry?
Friendly.
You say friendly. Let me see.
Hmm.
Kind, I agree more with kind. Which one is match? Which is the number? Friendly, it's 3, 6. Yeah. Okay. So kind, yes, I agree with kind. But then in the blue spaces, we have to put the opposite. We have hardworking, extrovert, unfriendly, unkind, stupid, quiet, mean. Which is that?
Unkind.
Unkind. Okay. Let's see. What else? Then we have. Uh-oh. Okay. Next one. A person who talks a lot is
Talk, active.
talkative. Yes. Excellent. You don't mention the letter L. Excellent. You don't say talkative. No, talkative. Very good. So then, which is the opposite of that?
Extrovert.
Extrovert.
Quiet.
What do you say? I couldn't listen the last option you mentioned.
Quiet.
Quiet. If it is talkative, then quiet. Yes, like can be. Okay. So let's see. Remember, we're trying to answer the best that we can, and then we confirm. Okay. So a person who likes giving people things is generous. Generous. Then which is the opposite?
Mean.
Mean. Mean. Mean. Actually, sometimes we use the word mean when someone is a bad person, right? Mean. So mean, the expressions they are saying. Yeah. All right. A person who is, you see, WHO, who for person. A person who is friendly and good to other people is friendly and good to other people is
Friendly.
okay. You know what? Now that we mentioned this, I think in here we have kind, and then yes, in the first one we have friendly that you say. You say friendly in the number one, right?
Yes.
Because this is a friendly person actually when you're kind and you're good to others. So that is to be kind. So let's go backwards to a person who is open, warm, and is friendly. What is the opposite of be friendly?
Unfriendly.
Unfriendly, yes. It's not unfriendly, it's unfriendly. You don't say Pizza Hut, right? Say Pizza Hut. It's like an A, right? So unfriendly. Okay, so then it's better. Then we have a person who doesn't want to work is, this is simple.
Lazy.
Is lazy, yes. You are not because you are studying during the weekend, so you are not lazy people. Okay, next one. The opposite.
Hard working.
Hardworking, yeah. Very good. Then a person who makes people laugh is
Funny.
Funny.
funny. Okay. Okay, the opposite
Serious.
is serious. Then a person who is quick at learning and understanding things is synonym of intelligent.
Clever.
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 Like the name. I had a friend whose name is Clever, but then, you know, it's similar. Clever. All right, and then what is the opposite of that?
Stupid.
Yes. Stupid, yeah. So a person who cannot talk easily to people he or she doesn't know is
Shy.
shy. And then the opposite is extrovert. Let's see if we have chosen the right answers or not. Yes, we did it. Okay, so match with the opposite. These are the options. Great. Go and answer.
Okay, let's see how many of you have finished. Okay. I'll give you one more minute. Okay. All right. So remember, at what time do we have our recess? At 11? Remember, that is something I mentioned yesterday. 11 what?
45.
45, thank you. And then we come back at 12 and we work on the 4 activities that I asked you to complete. The one of grammar, the other one of pronunciation, and the 2 of reading, okay? Probably I will ask you to do a 5th activity, but I'm not sure yet, okay? Let's see how it goes. I don't want to do right now grammar because I would like to have the whole Saturday next week to do so. So I'm gonna hide it. And as we already finished vocabulary, we're going to do the only missing section, which is listening. Yes, all of this is listening. We're gonna do it together, okay? So, because there are certain questions here that you only need to answer like orally, right? You don't actually need to complete something here, right? But that's why I want you to work with me these activities, okay? So, here says, listen to Charlotte talking about what happened when she met Alexander, okay? What did she think of him? Does she want to see him again? So to answer these questions, as I mentioned, you don't need to complete in the Moodle. I want you to take a piece of paper or maybe in your phones or somewhere, write down the answers because then I'm going to ask you to put them in the Zoom. Okay? So it says 2 questions. What did she think of him? And does she want to see him again? Those are 2 things you need to answer. Then when you listen again, because I'm gonna repeat 2 times, it says listen again and write down any adjectives or expressions that Charlotte uses to describe the appearance and personality. So right now, let's focus on letter A. Only put in a piece of paper, letter A. What did she think of him? And does she want to see him again? Yes or no? Okay, then we repeat in order to put the adjectives, okay? Let's see.
1.14. My first impression of Alexander was that he was much older than me. In fact, he was 32, but I thought he was older. But when we started talking, I really liked him. He was extrovert and funny, and he had a very good sense of humour. He works for a TV company, and he told me a lot of good stories about his work. He was also interested in the same things as me, art and music, and we talked a lot about that. Physically, he wasn't really my type. It's difficult to say why. He was tall and dark and quite good looking, and he had a nice smile, but there just wasn't any chemistry between us. I could imagine going to a concert or theatre with him, but as a friend. Sorry, Mum, but no.
So what do you think? What did she think of him? Is a nice guy or is an ugly person? What is what she thinks of him? Who can tell me? What did he think? Or that she wants to see him again? Or not really? She doesn't. Gaby, Rodrigo, Lilibet, Paola, Jessica, Mel.
She really liked him.
Okay, she really liked him. So then does she want to see him again or not? Yes or no? Okay, so I'm gonna repeat again, but now we're going to answer, and this is where I want you to put in the chat of Zoom. Write down any adjectives or expressions that Charlotte uses to describe his appearance and personality. Remember that you already complete an activity in which they describe that they have curly hair or straight hair, or there was a little bit overweight, or that was tall. Those adjectives or expressions that this person uses, okay? Write them down and then put in the chat of Zoom, okay? Listen again.
1.14.
My first impression of Alexander was that he was much older than me. In fact, he was 32, but I thought he was older. But when we started talking, I really liked him. He was extrovert and funny, and he had a very good sense of humour. He works for a TV company, and he told me a lot of good stories about his work. He was also interested in the same things as me, art and music, and we talked a lot about that. Physically, he wasn't really my type. It's difficult to say why. He was tall and dark and quite good looking, and he had a nice smile, but there just wasn't any chemistry between us. I could imagine going to a concert or theatre with him, but as a friend. Sorry, Mum, but no.
So you have a minute to write down the expressions that you listen in the Zoom, please. While you're writing, I'm gonna repeat again.
1.14.
My first impression of Alexander was that he was much older than me. In fact, he was 32, but I thought he was older. But when we started talking, I really liked him. He was extrovert and funny, and he had a very good sense of humour. He works for a TV company, and he told me a lot of good stories about his work. He was also interested in the same things as me, art and music, and we talked a lot about that. Physically, he wasn't really my type. It's difficult to say why. He was tall and dark and quite good looking, and he had a nice smile, but there just wasn't any chemistry between us. I could imagine going to a concert or theatre with him, but as a friend. Sorry, Mum, but no.
Okay, I have two expressions. Who else? Please continue writing.
Okay, not my type, funny and tall. What this girl, in this case Charlotte, mentioned about the age. He has a nice smile. Okay. What else? What else Charlotte says? That at the beginning I thought he was something about to be older or not. She mentioned that. What do you think? Hmm? He was older. Okay. All right. So right now, let's move on to the next audio. And what I want you to do is the following. Listen up. Here says, we're going to repeat for Oliver. Oops. The same maybe question, right? What does Charlotte decide in the end? And if you agree, what is to agree with someone? What is the meaning of that? If you agree with her. What is the meaning if you agree or not with someone? That you? Six, 10. Who knows? What is the meaning of do you agree with her? What is that, Rodrigo? Do you agree with her? Can you tell me what is the meaning of that?
O sea, si la aceptan.
If you are, si está de acuerdo. Maybe puede ser como se acepta, pero si estás de acuerdo. So, Lilibet, do you agree with Miss Liz that you are very fast students? Yes, I agree with us. We finished a lot of exercises in 1 hour. So yes, que están de acuerdo. Very good. Okay, so let's listen and write down the answer. What does Charlotte decide in the end? And tell me if you agree with her or not, with her decision or not.
1.15.
When I first saw Oliver, I thought he looked warm and friendly and more attractive than Alexander. He was quite tall, with short blonde hair, and he had lovely blue eyes, a bit like the actor Jude Law. He was a bit shy and quiet at first, but when we started chatting, he relaxed, and we found we had a lot of things in common. We both liked books and the cinema. He was generous, too. He wanted to pay for everything. I really enjoyed the evening. When it was time to go, he asked for my phone number and said he wanted to meet again. We walked out of the restaurant and went to look for a taxi. And then something happened, and I knew that it was impossible for me to go out with him. He said, "At last," and took out a packet of cigarettes. That was it, I'm afraid. I could never have a boyfriend who was a smoker. I think perhaps for my next date, I'm going to choose the man myself. I don't think another person can really choose a partner for you.
(1.15)
When I first saw Oliver, I thought he looked warm and friendly and more attractive than Alexander. He was quite tall, with short blonde hair, and he had lovely blue eyes, a bit like the actor Jude Law. He was a bit shy and quiet at first, but when we started chatting, he relaxed, and we found we had a lot of things in common. We both liked books and the cinema. He was generous, too. He wanted to pay for everything. I really enjoyed the evening. When it was time to go, he asked for my phone number and said he wanted to meet again. We walked out of the restaurant and went to look for a taxi. And then something happened, and I knew that it was impossible for me to go out with him. He said, "At last," and took out a packet of cigarettes. That was it, I'm afraid. I could never have a boyfriend who was a smoker. I think perhaps for my next date, I'm going to choose the man myself. I don't think another person can really choose a partner for you.
Okay, so you have a minute to answer in the chat the two things that were asked here. What does Charlotte decide in the end? And if you agree or not with her. Please, write in the chat. Okay, the rest, please. Don't forget that you have to say if you agree or not with her decision. Guys, all of you have to answer. All of the students must type the answers right now in the chat, okay? Okay, so let me read. It says, musical is not my type, he doesn't like mine, he was attractive. That he didn't like was he small, if I share your decision, is another person, he's 32. Okay, so you all agree that maybe this is not attractive because he smokes, maybe? All right, so right now, let me make it smaller. These final two questions are regarding, yes, of course, listening, but also pronunciation. In this case, you don't have to answer questions, but you have to repeat, okay? So here you have like a box in which specify when do you add S or ES in verb and sounds. It says that final S is pronounced S or Z. The difference is quite small, right? And the final ES is pronounced is after these letters, okay? So let's listen and repeat at home, please.
1.16.
Snake. S.
She likes cats.
He works with his parents.
Zebra. Z.
He has brown eyes.
She wears jeans.
Is.
She relaxes with boxes of chocolates.
He uses glasses to read.
Okay. Now in the next one says, how do you say he, she, or it form of these verbs? Remember that when you are using third person, then you have to change some verbs or plural of the sounds, okay? So we're going to listen and check, okay? In this case, I want you to not only pay attention, but also take notes in how they are changed, these verbs and nouns, okay? Listen up and take notes because I'm gonna ask you.
1.17. Verbs.
Chooses. Cooks. Goes. Lives. Stops. Teaches.
Nouns.
Boys. Classes. Dates. Friends. Languages. Parents.
Okay, so from choose, what is the change that we have? Choose. Cook. How is it in plural or third person? Cooks. From go. Goes. Leave. Lives. Lives. Stop. 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 Okay. We have pictures. Yes. Noun. Boys. Boys. Classes. Classes. Yes. Then date. 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 Friends. Friends. Okay. Language.
Languages.
Languages. Yes, very good. And the last one, parent, which is the last part. Parents. Okay, so right now, wait Okay, so right now we have only 10 minutes before the recess, right? But in these 10 minutes, I would like you to start doing an activity, right? Remember that I mentioned the grammar bank is something that we're going to do somewhere else. So in these 10 minutes, I want you to do so, right? Let me, wait a second. Yes, we finished it. So you can click on marcar como hecho all of these listenings that we have already listened, okay? All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I will go to the Google Drive folder. Remember that we all have the Google Drive folder. We have access to that. Open it, please. And in class activities folder, we have a document that is called Grammar Bank 1A. Okay? In that part, we have activities A and B, right? And you have to choose only one. For example, let's imagine I'm going to work with Rodrigo, right? So, Rodrigo, we choose number one. I ask you just to work on these three because we don't have 10 students today, so it will be difficult. So only choose room 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter. Later, you will work with this person probably in the pair work task, okay? So in room 1, I'm going to put my name here. I'm going to put Lisa Espinosa, and then Rodrigo would choose a student name B. If you put your name here, you complete the sentences. If you put your name here, you complete these ones. In both, you have to put the word or phrases in the right place or in the right order to make questions, okay? So you have actually not 10, maybe 8 or 7 minutes, only to choose one of them and write the sentences, okay? So I have one student here, okay? Lily, you are here. Who else? Please go to the document. Remember, you all have access to the folder.
Miss, pero que tenemos que responder todo o donde ponga nuestro nombre.
Only where you have your name. You can answer only B or only A. You choose, okay? You cannot choose room 4 and 5. Only choose 1, 2, or 3, okay? So, please write your names. Who else is in the document? Rodrigo. So, Rodrigo and Lilibet, write your names, please.
Miss, Grammar Bank 1A or
Yes, it's
yes,
the
Grammar
document.
Bank 1A.
This one, Grammar Bank 1A. And the other ones are only PDF. You cannot do anything. Yes, this one. Okay, so Rodrigo, you can answer letter A. Very good. So Lilibet, write your name. Who else? Mel, you are in the document. Very good. Write your name and start working. Gabby, Jessica, please. Okay. So room 1 is already full. You cannot use room 1 anymore. Go to room 2. Paola, Mel, go to room 2. Okay, Paul and Mel, you're in room 2. Please go to room 3, Jessica and Gabby. Go to room. Could you enter to the document, Jessica? Yes. Okay, start working, please. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do right now is that you can stop here Okay, remember that we have the recess. And then, once you finish the work with your classmates, you continue working in here, okay? So let's stop for a second. You can go to recess. And then you continue working, okay? Go to recess, please. Guys, the time's up. Right now, what we're going to do is to be divided in groups in order to work the 4 activities and to finish the Google Drive one, okay? So let me see, who are the partners today? I have Rodrigo and Lilibet. So I'm gonna open the breakout rooms. This iPhone of Cristina, I don't know who is Cristina. Okay, so I have Rodrigo and Lilibet. Okay. Room 2. I have, just in case if you cannot see the sentences, like in here I cannot see, you can open the PDF, 1A and 1B, okay? 1A here and B here, okay? If you cannot see the pictures. Then in number 2, I have Paola and Mel. Okay, number 2, I have Paola and Mel. Okay, room 3. Here says Jessica and Gabby. It says iPhone de Cristina. Who is iPhone de Cristina?
Hola, Miss. Buen día.
Hi.
Miss, lo que pasa es que yo no sabía que empezábamos clases el día de ayer, porque no me llegaban los correos, entonces revisé
Miss.
ahorita y veo que desde ayer he tenido clase.
Okay, so you are just starting the class. Okay, so I'm gonna stay just a minute with you and then you can work in groups, okay? Let me delete room. Wait a second. Remember, Christina, part of the attendance is to have your camera on, okay?
Miss,
Yes. Paola, yes, tell me.
repeat me, please.
Yeah, wait a second. The thing is that I mentioned Christina to stay just a bit. Remember that you have to do the 4 activities in Moodle right now and to finish the one in Google Drive, okay? I'm gonna open the rooms. I will stop sharing and I will stay with Christina just for a couple of minutes more, okay? So go to your rooms, bye-bye. Okay, now that we have finished the session of group work, right now I know that there are some of you missing some activities, but then you can continue working. It is important that I remind you that during the week, remember that we only see each other during Saturday and Sundays, right? But from Monday to Friday, you are not with me working. So those are the days in which you must work with Alticia. Please, you have to. Do not wait until the last week. So, which is the level, just to confirm, which is the level that you have to complete in this module? Who can tell me?
Punto 1.
A2.1. Yes, I'm gonna put it in the chat. A2.1. Careful, do not complete something else. Otherwise, that will be really a problem. Okay, so you are level 3, and I'm gonna put it in the chat of WhatsApp too. Nivel 3. Let me put Alticia. Alicia. Okay, great. So you do remember. So we don't have actually homework because you have that those activities to work in. Okay, so I'm gonna take the final screenshot for the attendance, but remember that I am taking attendance in every hour class.
So maybe you arrive late, but you do have attendance in the second, third, and fourth hour, okay? So, smile, let's see to the screen. And that's it. Okay, so see you next Saturday. Please, the ones that need to continue working, you can turn on the screen. Thank you, bye-bye the rest. Take care.
Bye, Miss.